Come on.
Recording is on.
There we go. All right. This is going to be the least spookiest medium session you're ever going to have in your life. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. It's anti-spook. So what I want you to do right now is part of my connection is, you know, I'm just a stupid telephone in the middle who happens to pick up signals. Okay. It's really, y'all are the speakers and I'm just kind of here. And so without your connection to this person, I'm worthless. Okay. And so what I need you to do is that I'm going to count back from 5. And then I'm going to go into my place where I listen to Vivaldi constantly for like a minute for 60 seconds. And while I'm in my space listening to classical music, I need you to be in your area of remembering, feeling, and getting all the good vibes from this person, like how it used to be. And I don't want you to just remember like, oh, she had a purple car. I know that's not a thing, but I don't want you to think that. I want, like, one of the things that I do for my father is when I would come home from the military, he would open the front door and he'd be so excited to see me. And he'd give me this really big hug. And so it's that deep, like, love connection. That's where I need you to be. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and count back from 5 and let's vibe out for 60 seconds. And we're going to start channeling. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool beans. All right, let's get into it. In 5, 4, 3. Is it bad that the whole time I keep hearing Patricia? Like the meme. Sorry, I just thought
Not at all.
I love it. Oh, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Hang on. Okay, so it's 60-second chance, but she's very big. Like big personality in a way and very matter of fact. Very matter of fact. Like, I'm like, well, how do you feel? What's happening? She's like, oh, everybody gets old and dies at one point, you know? And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, sorry, just very, here come the words. Yeah, it's gonna get insane and we're gonna ride a wave. So it's gonna start out small and then it's gonna get big and it's gonna go again. So you're gonna see it, dude. That's just what energy does. Hang on. Oh, and she's talking about, I'm telling her about a picture. I was like, you look beautiful. You look beautiful. Look how great you look. And she's like, oh, I'm stuck in this thing. But it's like, I don't feel like she's like, what? She's like, I'm stuck in. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, are you permanently there? I have no idea. And then she's talking about like, she's like those girls for the light of my life. I'm like, okay, cool. And she's like, I was feisty once. I'm like, you're still feisty. Like there's this oomph about her. Hang on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hang on.
Not her opinions.
Very much so. Hold on. Wait. She's somebody that would just straight up be like, don't be stupid. Like that. Hold on. Not in a bad way, but like just a
I love you, but what are you doing kind of way.
Yeah. Exactly. Like your oh bless your heart, that kind. I mean, I know she's not country, but that's what it'd be like Texas wise. Hang on. What happened? She's talking about everybody was being worried about her. She's talking about like she's like, oh, everybody was worried about me, all the wailing and the pouting and the like that, and I'm like, oh my god, stop. Like, this is hindsight's 2020. Okay, so I just want to, and we'll get into we'll get into it. Hang on. She said she was stuck there. Was she hospitalized for a little bit? Hold on. Yeah, Yeah. She's like, so she's showing me I'm stuck there. And I'm like, where are you stuck? And she shows me bed. And then she's showing me just like being laid out. And she's like in my ear, she's like, take me, take me, take me. And I'm like, and it's like almost like wishing to go, wishing to leave.
Yeah.
Really?
She had a lot of like medical problems. I mean, she always kind of did. And then they kept going. Basically, she was like jumping hospitals for a little bit, trying to find a specialist. And she'd be like, she had to wait a bit to fly to a certain specialist, and then she had to stay there for a bit. She hated it so much. And my family, we said doctors, and made me laugh because like I got medical problems myself, and I'm like, I don't really want to deal with them, and I definitely take after her in that moment. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I get it. I have hardcore mitral valve prolapse from my disease that I have, and I'm refusing to go to a cardiologist. I just don't want to know anymore. You know, I'm right there with you. It's like, nah, I'm good. Hang on. So what? Hold on, hold on. What? She says the specialists, they're all cooks. She says they just look at you and tell you and act like you're stupid. And I'm like, hold on. She had really nice ones. They're just young. I'm like, she was really fed up with all of it. What was going on with you? Man, a lot of nerve damage. Yeah, he's making me feel like burning. And I'm like, okay, I know you're not on fire. So that goes along with nerves. Hang on. Her poor little hands. They got so veiny. Oh, hang on. He's making me like see like that. Literally, it's this. I'm like the square. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. It just snowballed. It snowballed. Went to like infection, like you name it. Hang on. He's talking about COVID. Did she die in the last 2 years?
No, she died. It's probably like the last 5 years.
Okay.
But her husband is still alive and alone for COVID, pretty much.
Okay. She's talking about, I don't know if you heard me. She's talking about damn COVID, like a darn COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I'm like, that's why I'm like 2 years. I'm like, COVID hasn't been going on for that long. Why is she, I know she didn't die of COVID. That's why I'm like, sorry, they surprise me when they like bring up current events. So it's because she has somebody else living during that. Hang on. She's saying he can't take care of himself.
Well, that's not incorrect. Could be any of her sons too. Who knows?
Yeah, she's like, he can't take care of himself. Like, it's almost like getting lost in a plastic bag. That's a bad analogy, but like, it's kind of like, it's the depth of it. Hold on. Oh, man. Yeah, I was talking to you, like, I'm the one that would give her instructions. I'm the one. It's interesting because she always thought that she was very poignant to you and telling you exactly where you need to go and what you need to do, but it was always still at the time like very vague. Like, you need to be a good student, right? And you're just like, how am I get on track? And you're like, there's not really a direction. You're just kind of telling me to get my shit done. Hang on.
Tell you a story and then like lose herself, and you're like, cool.
Yes. Yeah. It's very vague. It's that very vagueness, but it's, hold on. We mean well. There's an intensity about it at first. Hang on. She's like, well, if you lived as long as me, maybe you would feel the same way. And I'm like, stop. She's sassy. So in my head right now, the way she looks, and she's kind of showing me like half and forth because she's talking about passing and like what happened with that. So she's taking me to like whatever her, hold on, how old are you? Hang on. Younger than my father. So she was in her early 80s?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, cool. My dad was 86, and so she's referencing like younger than that. So I'm like, okay, I know you're not 70s. Check with that. Let me know. Hang on. Hold on. Wait. Hold up. There's so many words. Let me bring it back. Hang on. Oh. Finally, there was nothing they could do for me. So it just got to the point, it was the end of the life. Like, nothing they could do for her. Hold on. Barely could move myself. She's talking about just being like almost like a bump on a log, like out of focus, like, hang on. Her mind still worked. Her mind still worked. She was like, what do you mean bump on a log? And I'm like, you're showing me like being completely still and placid and like just gazing. She's like, my mind still works. I was like, okay. And she's talking about like opening her mouth and closing it. So that's obviously we're still communication and stuff like that. And then she's talking about, oh, they came in to say their goodbyes. So everybody was like coming in to say that. What is going on with that? We're all there for this?
I wasn't able to, but like because I was in East Coast for college and they were all like Arizona, West Coast. So, but I do know like her sons all got to come and stop by. And
Okay. Because she's almost like it's like ships in the night. Like people are just passing in. Bye, like all that. I'm like, okay. Hang on. She didn't die at home?
I believe so.
Really? Hang on. Hold on. I didn't get to. She's talking about something about not going home or something like that. I'm like, what is that? Wait, so what are you? What did you go for? Hang on. What did she go for? What is that? I don't know if I have a sign for this, so I'm going to kind of describe it to you, okay? Hang on. All my signs, like there's so many different jobs. I'm like, what is this? Hang on. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, you had to go for your master's. Hold on. You're in higher education and learning. What is that for? She keeps showing me a head and brain and all that, but I don't think it's for that at all. I think it's more like technical, but I don't know how that goes. What did you go for?
Me for school?
Yeah.
Or I was a analytics and marketing major.
Perfect. Okay. Because I'm like, she keeps showing me head and brain, and then she's showing me technical, like computers and all this. And I'm like, I don't know how this works. Maybe it's like of the mind.
A psych major, and she got her master's in psychology. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So look at her. She's doing such a good job. Hang on. Wait. Is she not going to go back for her doctorates?
No, she's totally changed her field.
She goes, oh, if she wanted to do anything, she'd have to go back for a doctorate, And I'm like, wait, so is that gone? Like, that's why when I was like, wait, she's not? Like, hold on. Wait. Your sister would be really good at like opening her own small business. Sorry, that's like a whole nother thing. That's like very, very left keel. That would be great later on. Hang on. Wait, I'm moving back home. Oh, everybody moved back home?
Yeah, everyone's back in.
Cool. Okay. She's like, oh, everybody moved back home. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. She's talking about people giving away her stuff, giving away her things.
It's funny because she used to, before she was even dead, we'd be out to dinner and she's like, my dad got her like a necklace, like a diamond necklace. And she was like, which of you would want it when I die? And we're like, what the, you just got this necklace for your birthday. She's like, but who wants it when I die?
Yes. She's like, like I always like to ask, I'm like, where's your stuff? Like, what happened with that? Did they just throw it away? And she's like, just give it all out to whoever wants it, And one of the things she shows me first was like this diamond pendant necklace or whatever this is. And I'm like, okay, that's why it's so funny that you brought that story up. Hold on. So she's like, they'll keep it safe. There's no use for me. She was so ready to go. Hold on.
Anyone ever.
Yeah, this is perfect. Hang on. Wait, I raised a single. Wait, he was there always. She's almost talking about like raising her kids almost as a single parent, but yet she had a husband, but yet she was doing it all her own. Like this whole thing, she's talking about like, she's like putting me through her life and like what happened. And hold on. She's like, oh God. They have families of their own. She was so ready. She was so ready. She's like, I'm like, how did you feel about people coming in to say bye to you and everything like that? And I'm asking about her, about you. And I'm like, how did you feel about that? She's like, oh, she knows I love her. Like, whatever. Hang on. But you still ask for forgiveness. I don't know why, because that's okay. Like, it's fine. Hang on, or something like that. Like, please, well, I'm not there, or something like that. And then she's like, like it's all water off a duck's back. Hang on. Wait. Wait, does she get the message when what? Literally said, does she get the message when waiting for bated breath? What's the rest of that fucking phrase? Hang on. Hold on. Can she feel you? She's like, oh, I'm in and out, but I don't stay around long. So she's not a person that hangs around here. Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, there's grandma. Like, it's nothing like that. It's very subtle. Hang on. Oh, is he having cardiac issues, her husband?
He might be. He's had a lot of like cancer issues, and then so she's actually remarried. She divorced and pretty much raised her boys
By herself?
by herself.
Yeah.
And her now husband, he's like skin cancer's been a big issue. I think he does have some heart issues, but I know her first husband has a lot of heart issues.
Okay, there's one she's talking about just dropping dead of heart issues. Like that.
That's probably her first husband. I mean, like, he's still alive, but like he's got, of anyone I've ever met, more medical issues. Like,
yeah, she's I think she's kind of, hold on. I asked her, what does she think about him? She's like, he's giving me the kids I have now. I'm like, oh, okay, hang on. Wait. Piece of work, though. Wait, he's still in communication with your family?
her first husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started to pick back up communication.
Okay. Perfect. Because she's like, oh, they're talking now, or oh, they're talking now. I'm like, what do you mean now? Like, he's still in communication. Okay, hang on. She's like, I'm waiting around for him so he doesn't get lost. Like, I feel like this could happen whenever they start talking about that. Like, give it like a year and a half. Like, I'm not putting any numbers on it, but like, so there's points with spirits that they get excited, not so much excited, but it's almost like a welcome home party, like a coming home, like, oh shit, I'll go out and get them, bring them home, like that thing. And they'll talk about being around. Now, it's not like intense, like I'm waiting for you, I'm here at your door, but there's an acknowledgement of it. And it's kind of like circulating, which for me, that's why I'm putting it out far, like further than that. But it's hang on. Wait, let me get back in here. What about the other one? What's the other guy's name? Her second husband?
Robert, Bob.
Okay. Hang on. They bickered back and forth. A lot. She's like, oh, Bob, like that. And I'm like, oh, I hear the animosity in your voice. She's just like, it's almost like she says something funny, almost like when she's getting sick or something like that, like he's like ignoring it or something like that. It's this big game, like I Love Lucy back and forth. Hang on. Married for 30. God, they were married for like 30 years. How long were they married for?
I think they were about 30. Yeah, they were. I mean, I've known him my whole life. I'm 25, and so I've known him as my grandpa my whole life. I've known them both, so.
Okay, cool. Because she's second husband is usually a lot shorter, and she's like, oh, when you've been married for almost 30 years, or like 30 years, you get it. I'm like, oh, okay. I love this woman. This is why I was excited to channel her. I was like, it's okay. We're going to put it here. Hang on. She's talking about your sister. Is your sister the one that tries to get the family together more?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm the distant one.
Oh, okay, okay. She's like, this is like talking about your sister. Like, she's the one, like, she's showing me like corralling people or like trying to get them together more. And then it's funny because Patricia is just like, don't waste your time like that. I don't know. She's very, I love her. I love her. She's so hindsight's 2020. Like, this is what we should worry about. This is what we shouldn't worry about. This is this. Hang on. Wait. Oh, do you have a couple rings from her?
I might. I haven't seen. I know jewelry went a lot to our back to like my dad and then my sister and me.
There's something about she's talking about like you have like a rings or something like that, and she's talking about like sell it, get yourself something nice, like very.
You would say 100%.
Yeah, she's like I was like, well, what does she have? And she's showing me little pieces of metal, and I'm like, okay, so it's either a bracelet, which is not a big thing, or like rings like that. And she's like, she's just sell it, get something nice. And I'm like, I know we don't want to keep the family heirlooms. I'm going, oh man, it's just her. Wait. Hold on. There's something. It's coming up. I mean, it's there. I just want to get the rest of it. Hang on. That's funny. She's talking about like, are you juggling with the idea of getting a puppy?
So I've always wanted a puppy, but like I'm a cat person, and then like my kitten actually died last night, so like I'm already looking at other ones.
Okay. Oh, hold. Oh, I'm so. See, this was meant to be. Hold on. Let me see if that's why I'm like, what is this? What is this? Because it's juggling, like getting in a new animal, and I'm like, what are we doing? But that's what I was going through my head. I'm like, are you juggling getting a puppy? And I'm like, you feel like a cat person though. Like I don't know, because then also like I look into getting a puppy for you. Like you can see down the timeline and like kind of how things would happen. And you get it, you're like, oh my God, this is great. And then you're like, I gotta take you out now. Like we can't stay in. Oh, you're so cute when you sleep. You pissed on my comforter. Oh my God. Like it's this big back and forth. And so I'm like, for me, if you were going to say yes, I'd say, please don't get a puppy because you will be like, well, it's cute, but you'll just kind of stare at it in the corner of your room for a couple of hours and be like, why did I get this thing? I love you, but hold on. Oh. Wait, the kitten, why did he die in your house? He died in your house?
So yeah, I came home from a vacation yesterday and he wasn't looking good, and I was running out of the apartment with him, and he kind of went right then.
Perfect. Okay, because I'm asking, I'm like, sorry, do you okay if I channel it? I mean, I do that too.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, that was like, everyone's like, it's so serendipitous. I'm like, I don't know if it's serendipitous, but like, I guess it's good timing.
It is. So one of the things that animals, because I'm asking the cat, because this is the whole thing, because she helps them come through. I'm asking the cat, I'm like, where are you at? I'm like, they got you to a doctor, like this is the thing. And you can feel an arm, and then you feel from them like that, and you can still feel being in your energy zone, so your space, so your house where you're at. And so we haven't left to go into, because whenever they die in like an animal hospital or anything like that, you can always they get worried, especially being put down or hit by cars or anything like that. It's always very different. And so this is still very much there. Hang on. They're like 7 or 8 months old. That's it.
Yeah, he's a baby.
Yeah, okay, because he's talking about not being like with the blue eye little fluff ball, but being to where they're still annoying and will try to eat the cords on your TV. Yeah. That type of thing. Okay, hang on. Pretty cat. Hang on. Hold on. What happened with you, bud? So this is going to be all. Give me his first name. That way I can keep calling him.
Finnegan, but we called him Finn most of the time.
Okay. Hang on. Let me change. This is your scribble page. I have to change to the next one. Hang on. This is a terrible thing. You're holding the kitten. It's terrible. It's sad. And you're like, what do I do with it? What do I do with him? What do I do with it? Like there's this moment of like, what do I do with it now? You know, I don't know what's going on with that. That's just a feeling. Hang on.
literally happened. I was running to my garage out here at this apartment complex, and there's a gate. And he like seized at the moment at the gate, and I'm waiting for the gate to open, and I just like felt him go limp, and I paused at the staircase, going like, "Do I still take him to the vet? Like, do I like do palpitations? Like, do I go back inside?" Like, I didn't know what to do, and it was basically just me like screaming in the middle of a garage with pouring rain. Like, it was like a very movie moment.
Oh. Oh my God. So really, those are the words that are, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry you had to go through with that, but I can tell you he's okay. Hang on.
But
Hang on. Yeah, I would usually be hopping up behind you right now. Like that's kind of what we're showing. Boop, 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 boop.
yeah,
Hang
usually if I'm on the computer, he comes across, then we'll
on.
like his butt right.
Yep. That's what he's showing me is walking all the way across. Like it's this whole thing. Hang on. Hang on. Very still much there. You could have gotten him fatter. But he's still growing, so it's okay. Hang on.
God,
We'd make him chunky. Hang on. So animals are different because they don't have words. I mean, they do have words, but especially because they live so much in the now, it's not like I'm going to try to get the whole feeling, like what was happening. And hang on. It's making my head hurt. Hold on. Panting, head hurt, convulsion. What's going on? Nauseous. Eating, not eating. You know, it almost feels like this is going to be really, really weird. It almost feels like the way a person that has a blood clot feels, because you get really lethargic, you get really tired, and then you start to have like random pains and like tinges, like right here, here, here. Like that's what's happening right now, like in my eye. And then it goes into just being very lazy, laxative. Oh, you were gone for like a week?
I was gone for 4 days. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Because I'm asking him how long was it, and he's showing me sun up, sundown. So not he's showing me 5, like a work week, but like hold on, hang on. So I was off by 1. Hang on, like sun up, sundown. We hadn't been feeling very hot the entire time. Hang on. Oh, you ended up taking him anyways? Cool. Okay. I'm like, what happened with you after that? She's like, she took me. She took me. She took me. Hang on. Oh. You just gave him to them?
Yeah, they're cremating him.
Perfect. Okay. Because I'm like, well, where are you at now? He's like, she gave them to me. He was like, I'll be back. I'll be back. Like that. That's why I'm like, okay. Hang on. Oh, you kept him with you the entire time.
Oh yeah, like
Oh, hang on. It's so interesting because he's like riding next to you, like in the car. Like it's just like animals are so resilient because they're not freaking out. They're more like, oh shit, here we go. And then when they die, they're like, hi, how are you? What's going on? Nice to meet you. Like just very refreshed. Hang on. Do they think that he suffered like a stroke or something like that? Or
that's what they said they think it was a stroke. I thought he like fell and hurt his spine, and they were pretty sure it's a stroke.
perfect, because that's what he's making me feel. Everything is always in here, and that's what I'm saying. It's like a blood clot thing, like where it makes everything feel very smooth. But then I'm feeling like the rest of him, and I'm like, I'm not getting anything in his lungs, like because how it just lodges there. Nothing from legs, nothing from that. It's like electricity going all the way up and then out. Yeah, you're right. But why? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. He has like a little kid voice in my head too. That's very odd. Hang on. You're gonna put him on your desk.
Literally was trying to contemplate putting him either next to me here or on my dresser. I was like, is that weird to have like the ashes of my kitten?
No, because he's talking about being in the room with you, like it's going to be like there. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, keep him with you. He's still going to be hopping and boo-bopping around. And I have to tell you, it happened so quickly that I wouldn't be, especially as us channeling too. Wait. When you picked up all of his stuff today?
It's still there. I have another cat, but I picked up his food bowl and Anything that was like designated him, I was like, I can't look at it. I can't look at it.
He's showing me like bowls. He's showing me like this, and then like clink, clink, clink. Like you can hear things on top of each other. That's why I was like, "Oh, you picked up this stuff today." And he's like, "What the fuck, mom? Like, what's going on?" Hang on. Yeah, he's okay. He's perfectly fine. He still hangs out with you, and I would not be surprised if you didn't see. Wait, the other cat's older.
Yeah.
Okay, because he says the other one's older. It's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. He's like the other cat's older. She doesn't like me. Sorry, that's just the thing. It's just like, but you think they get along, but like if there's a,
like I totally thought they liked each other. She's been looking for him. It looks like.
I know, but like it's like the way he gives off, it's like I like her, but she may eat me, like that, that type of thing. And so, yeah, no. I would not be surprised if you didn't see her like playing or chasing something randomly into the hallway or like hearing. Why am I hearing jingles? He didn't even wear a collar. Maybe that's a ball they play with. That's not a collar. Nope, everything's quiet. I don't know why I heard random jingles. Maybe I'm going nuts. I don't know. We never know. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. So bring him back. He'll be fine. There's no disregard. I don't want you to think that you did anything wrong. I don't want you to think that there was anything you could do. And I just want to let you know the reason why he comes through is because grandma brings him through. So, hold on. There we go. She's like, I got my little buddy right here. So they're all together. So don't even worry about it. Hang on. Let me get into, do you have any questions for him or her so far?
I mean, that's just very much like like that's the like personality type person. He's like, you kept jumping between saying like Pat, Patricia, but she went by that's like her go-to. She was definitely not Patricia, but
no.
Oh yeah, the other cat's making an appearance.
Because we're talking about the other one.
Yeah, I think she just wants the treats on the bed, probably.
Definitely. Hold on, let me get into. I want to get back into her really quick. Hang on, and then I want to read. I want to read your chart too. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I want to see. Hang on. Hold on. I'm going to ask about you and your like near future from them too. Hang on. She's so funny because she's so okay with being dead. And that's why I love her. There's no fear. There's no angst. There's no anger. There's no nothing. It's just, I'm cool. Hang on. Wait, is this your dad's mom?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. Because she's like, can you tell my son I love him? That. Just like that. Did they have qualms with each other?
Yeah.
Okay, because she's like the way she says it, I was just like, oh, that's not super endearing. And she's like, we had our differences, but like that. Hang on. She's like, I had to listen to me all the time. I would too. Hang on. You can't get through his thick skull. Is he a very stubborn man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say the least.
Okay. She's like, you can't get through his thick skull. And I'm like, can you stop? Hang on. Boy, she almost like really dotes on him. Like hold on. Which one is he in the group? Don't tell me. You can't tell me all three of them. She's like showing me, like patting them down. I'm like, wait, because he feels like, is he the baby? Perfect. Okay, cool. I'm like, which one are you going to settle on? She's like, the last one. I'm like, okay, cool. Hang on. She's like, I love that family. I love that family so much, but I'm glad I'm gone. I'm like, okay. Robert's better be waiting for me. Oh, Robert's going to be a first one too. Okay. Yeah. She is okay. Hold on. Are you planning on getting a little orange cat next?
Finn was an orange tabby.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Sorry, I keep seeing an orange cat, like the kitten walking from me.
Yeah, that was him. He was an orange tabby.
Oh my God, perfect. Okay, I don't ever see in color. And so when it happens, like it's very rare. And I'm like, oh, why is there an orange cat? Perfect. He's here. Cool. Okay. That was just another sign letting you know that he's around. So don't feel bad about it. Okay. And show this to your sister too. Let her know that, see, it was all meant to be. You do realize that, right?
Oh yeah.
It was so purposeful. It was so meant to be. I actually had a very interesting session a while back while I'm getting my little thing up over here. I had a woman, and she had a session, and she couldn't get on for some reason. Her internet was down and everything else. So I ended up moving her to the following week, and it worked out perfectly because her dad passed away 2 days before, and we weren't going to channel anybody.
Oh wow.
So it's like things happen for a reason. Give me your date of birth.
February 26th, 1996.
Okay, hang on. And then what city were you born in?
I believe Walnut Creek in California.
Oh, you're the California person.
I actually live in Dallas though.
Okay. So yeah, okay, I'll tell you about that in just a second. Wait, is she from California too originally?
They are, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. There was a woman coming through last session that was like California area, and I couldn't, like, I knew it wasn't from my other person because she was from New York City. And I was like, there doesn't go anywhere. And I just asked her, I was like, I know this doesn't go for you, but just confirm. And they're like, no. I was like, okay, cool. So I think that went along with you. Oh, no wonder. Okay. So I'm looking at your chart. So let me kind of tell you what you do and how this rolls real quick. Number one, hold on. You have to be with somebody really smart if you're going to have a relationship with somebody. Like, you need to be with somebody that's like going to love you from afar. Like, I love you. Give me, kind of like a cat, right? Like, I love you. Give me space. Sleep in the other room. You're great, right? It's this whole thing. It's interesting because, so let me kind of tell you what I'm looking at. So we're getting into like signs and charts and all that bullshit. And I want you to look at, people are stupid generally. And what we like to do, because we're human, is that we like to assign animals to frequencies or like energy frequencies. So whereas like 440A, which is a normal tone, we're like, oh, that's a goat. And everybody's like, ooh, I'm a goat. That's astrology. Okay. But anyways, with that, what it is that it's these large celestial bodies that emit these frequencies or sounds. And then whenever you're born at a certain point, all these different bodies come together and it creates this tonal resonation. And that's what you are, because you're energy that cannot be created or destroyed. Anyways. And so these different energies all come together to correlate to make who we are. And so, but we like to name them animals because we're cool like that. And so I'm a musician, and so like I see it like the tone patterns, and I'm like, why do we name it a horse? What's the whole point about that? Horses have nothing to do with it. So with that, so obviously sun sign, which is like who you are outwardly, is a Pisces, right? So caring, you know, kind of like, yeah, sounds good. So you'd be the perfect person that's like, I'm gonna go out on Friday. I'm gonna stay in and have wine. Yeah, like that, like, right? Like that whole thing. So also it makes sense too, because your moon, so your emotional side, so what you need in life is, have you ever, pause back up before I tell you that. Have you ever felt like this is not a bad thing. Have you ever felt like you're a little bit like flippy floppy? Like maybe you're like, oh, I'm super emotional, but then like you hop back and forth between emotions very quickly or easily. Okay, so your moon is in Gemini. So very opposite of what Pisces is. So Pisces is all about being with the flow, like feeling free, like we're good, we're loving, it's here. And then Gemini is all about, all right, it's black or it's white. Like, let's keep going, like very high energy all over the place. So you're going to need somebody that can emotionally stand with you and have really fun, like quick whips and quick comments and just very like mentally interactive. You probably tend to get people that are kind of boring, or you feel like they are, but they kind of get very emotional and really, really needy. That's probably what, because they usually get attracted to like what your energy is. Your Mercury, so how you talk and how you communicate, is in Aquarius. So it's perfect. It's a little bit quirky. It's a little bit out there. It's very quick. Like everything that you think of, you're going to say it and you're going to like it, and shut up. This is what I'm thinking now. Like, it's perfect. I love it. You're very to the point, perfect for an analytical mindset. So how you love, which is also what you should choose as far as like, not kind of career, but like what you should love to be doing later on, is your Venus sign. And so that is in Aries, which is interesting because it's really cool, but just because of the fact that in this placement, it means you are very quick in love. You see it, you like it, you get it, you want it, here it is, but then it burns very hot. And then you're like, wow, why am I in this? You know, like there's a moment of like kind of like the puppy, right? Like the vibe I would say, like, oh, this is great, I'm going to love it. Then you get it home and you're like, fuck, what did I do? You know, it's that quick fire and then back. And so you have to have something that's going to keep your interest and like give you little bits of love when you want it. Kind of like cats. I love you, I hate you, right? It keeps that fire lit. It's interesting too. So your Mars, so how you fight and how you work, and this is probably why I picked up on like the medical thing or something like that, or getting it, like I was like, oh, you should do this. It's because your Mars is in Pisces. So this is in the house and revolves around career, sex, and how you fight. Okay. So this means you don't like to fight. This means when you do fight, you fight very emotionally. So it's very charged, or you just say, fuck you, I'm going to go hide. Like, it doesn't matter. You probably grew out of one of those levels and went to the other one. Another thing with this is that whenever you meet somebody or you want to have a partner, you want to be with somebody that you can get into like these super emotional, intense depths with. But it's funny because you're an Aries. So you're like, okay, I love this. Oh my God, it's so deep. And you're like, okay, I'm done. Bye. Like, it's just this quick. So just wait. And then with career, I mean, honestly, with this placement, you're kind of like you're looking for a bigger meaning in a job and a career, more like a passion, almost in a way. Like that's kind of how it goes. I mean, studying is going to be a thing for you for like the rest of your life. You're constantly want to learn like new knowledge. Like some people are okay with just being paper pushers forever. Like you're going to constantly want to find a deeper meaning in how we do this. So you're going to be on a constant journey. It's interesting because you're Jupiter. So how you find luck and how your good fortune comes to you, that's in Capricorn. So what does that mean? So that means that you are a very hard worker. You're very steadfast. You don't let things go and you keep going at them. And sometimes you keep them so long that you exhaust it. But that's also what brings you your luck and where you've gotten so far, was just being pure damn diligent. That's kind of what that is. And then so Saturn is a tricky thing. Saturn is all about learning and like hard knocks in life. So how to not be and how to not get that. So your Saturn is actually in Pisces. So don't be wishy-washy, pretty much. Like hit it and quit it, right? Like don't do the maybe, I don't know. You know, that's going to be the thing that gets you in trouble or like knocks you back. So I think you're learning that, like that's moving forward, but that's interesting. And then the other thing, you can feel it, which is cool. So your Lilith, which is, there's your normal side, and then there's what we call, quote unquote, like a shadow side. So it's kind of like the not so great portions of our personality and who we are. So like mine's in Gemini and I've kind of grown out of it. My shadow side was like, not now, but like when I was younger, I didn't want to disappoint anybody. And so I tell everybody, yes. And then you'd end up, you don't have enough time in the day. Right. And so that's part of the Gemini Lilith, right? Gotten over that. Now I say no all the time. So your Lilith is actually in Cancer. So yours, what does that mean? That means that you can kind of hide away in your own lair and you won't go out and you won't let other people in and you stay in your own protective barrier. And you're like, no, I don't want you in my space. I'm going to sit here and Netflix and chill by myself. Like You can get very where it's not social, it's all protection. And then another thing is that you can also be the person that, I think this is also a really good trait though. Like if somebody comes for your family, like whether it be immediate or anybody or friends, like you are the person that's going to put up the walls and protect them, like no matter what the cost. So that's good. That's bad at the same time, because sometimes we may fight for the wrong reasons, you know? So just that would be the only thing to work on. And then it's interesting because your Lilith is in Cancer, which is the king of homebody, not wanting to go anywhere, the king of I'm depressed, I want a chocolate bar and a thing of Ben and Jerry's and watch TV. Like that's that. And it's interesting that your North Node, so what you're trying to become is a Libra. So what you're becoming in your life. So what does that mean? That, and this goes along with kind of also like how your Venus is. It's quick. So your North Node's in Libra. So that means what you're trying to do is you're trying to be lighter. You're trying to be more, it's an air sign. So more thought provoking, like more social with people, get out there and like network. You're going to go and like see the beauty in art and like collect things and like not as rigid. So you're going to become more like, oh, like that. It's so that's kind of what you're going to morph into, but I think it's going to be going kicking and screaming all the way through. Yeah, but it's really cool. So but that's down the line. That's down the line. And it's so my North Node is in Cancer. So I'm trying to become more of a family oriented person instead of like, let's go travel, let's go do this. Oh my God, you know, that whole thing. And so it's true. It's true. And then it's interesting too, because, that's why it felt that way. So your second house is big in career, work, and what pretty much like your basis of life is going to be. Kind of like there's a blue, like the solid white line in the middle of a road. Like there's always constants with road hazard, but this is it. So your second house is in Cancer. And so your main journey on this is to be a part of a family, keep it together. And it's not only work, but it's like, you're really going to be the bedrock for this moving forward. And it's to keep this lineage and you're going to be cool. You're going to be cool. And no matter if it's and second house in Cancer always has a ton of fur babies, always has a ton of fur babies, always. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you have 4 or 5. My husband has a second house in Cancer. And when I met him, he had 4 cats. And I was like, you need to go home. I love you. I'll take 2.
We're huge animal people. We had like 2 dogs. I got a Bengal when I was in high school, and then I got the one that's still here in college. And then I was like, well, we should get another one because like she could be lonely.
Yeah. Oh my God. See, it's fur babies all the way down the right. Yeah, you're perfect. And I think it's interesting too. So have you ever felt like maybe you get along with guys more than girls?
Always.
Okay, so we have aspects about ourselves. There's masculine energy, quote unquote, and there's feminine energy. Doesn't mean you have a vagina or a penis. It just means like one's thinking with your head, one's thinking with your heart. And so you actually have 9 masculine and 1 feminine. So which means it's okay. I have 8 masculine and 2 feminine. And so, but it always means you think with your head more logically, more than your heart, which means you're very business minded. You're very grounded. You're very astute. You'd be like the leader. You'd be the financial provider. You'd be all of this. All the way through. Wait, you have a significant other right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait, do you mind if I compare y'all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just thinking, I was channeling at the same time. You'll see it. It's like a light goes off. And she was like, oh, what about him? And I was like, wait, what? Okay. So hang on, hold on. Okay, what is their birthday?
He is November. Oh, actually, I'm going to Andrew! He might be gone. He's November 10th, I believe. And then he's also 96.
Really? Hold on. And then do you know where he was born at?
I believe it was somewhere in it is California, but I'm not sure where in California.
You're fine. Hold on. Let me see. I just want to compare y'all. I'm just going to do right in the middle. I'm going to do Los Angeles because it's all the same line. He's, oh my God. He's 9 feminine and 1 masculine.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Me and my husband are exact opposites too. And I will, he's like, did you know that our 6-month anniversary from when we met was today? And I'm like, it is? Like, I don't know. Like, just totally the opposite. I'm like, I'm sorry, I got you a gift. I'm like, I didn't get you shit. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize that. Like, this is such the girl part. Oh my God. Yeah, he's going to keep, I mean, he has you on that. He needs you on that. It's funny because y'all perfectly balance. That does. I'm sure you can find him very moody and brooding. Is that correct?
Yeah, he gets in his feelings and I don't know what to do with it.
No, you won't be able to. So so you know how he's a Scorpio?
Yeah.
Okay, so his moon is also a Scorpio, his emotional side, and his communication style is also in Scorpio. So you have a water and 2 air signs, which make you like, I'm in my feels. Okay, I'm not. Let's go do this, right? He's like, I'm in my feels all the way down. And you're like, hello, how are you? And he's like, leave me alone, like hiss, right? And so if he allows you to be light and bright but still be able to feel, and if you allow him to be moody and broody and he doesn't always know how to talk about it, like, it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. Because he's not going to know. He's not going to know exactly how it is, and he's going to have a whole lot of like rebirthing of himself all the time. His Venus is actually in Libra, which is great, which means it goes great along with yours. Because remember I told you in love, you need somebody that's going to kind of like draw you along and kind of like light little fires, and you're going to get, so, hey, that's what Venus is in Libra do. They're like, I love you, maybe I don't. I love you again, maybe I don't. I love you more now. Oh, great. And you're just like, wait. So it works out perfect, but he can drive you absolutely nuts because nothing's ever permanent with Libras. I mean, the relationship is, but like our feelings can flip one day to another very, very quickly. He works really well as far as career goes with you, and like aspirations, because your Mars, so your working sign and anger section is in Pisces, and then his is like on the exact opposite. So his is in Virgo, which means everything needs to be done a certain way. And don't touch my stuff. And why are you doing that? And very poignant, sometimes can be a little rude. Always likes things proper. And I mean, everything is calculated. And you're just like, but why? And he's like, oh, so it's very opposite. So you are like the ultimate floaty sign, and then he's the ultimate, I'm a rock. So it's like a balloon holding a rock. Like y'all are constantly going to be going back and forth like that. His Jupiter is also, so how he does luck, his Jupiter is also in Capricorn, which works out great because that means that when y'all are in this together, y'all are going to be in it to win it. Like y'all are both going to butt your heads until you're bloody, pretty much. Like it's just going to keep going on. You're going to try to work at it for forever, which is great. His Saturn, so his hard knocks is in Aries. So if he acts too quickly, he'll get burned. He has to sit and think about it first. That's going to be his thing. And then overconfidence is a big issue too. So in choices. So he has to be able to calm that down or cool that down. Like don't light that fire all the way. And then it's interesting. So his Lilith, speaking of overconfidence, his Lilith is in Leo. So what does that mean? That means he can be too proud. That means he can be too confident. That means he can be too almost like whiny. Leos and Liliths get to be where they're like, you don't like me? Why did you say that? No, like that type. Not saying maybe that, but it's like the sun shines on me. You didn't say that. You don't like what I did? They get very whiny because it's all about them all the time. So words of affirmation are a really big thing for him. So just by you saying, you did a good job, like he may not light up, but deep inside that small inner child that's hanging out there will just be like, so don't kill his don't kill who he is on the inside. Talk about the actions. Don't talk about him because it'll like destroy him. And then his north node, so what he's trying to become, is actually the same as yours. So this is a very big karmatic connection. So it's interesting. Y'all have a lot to learn from each other. He needs to learn from you how to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, you know, and then a little bit more just let it roll off your back type of thing. And then you need to learn from him how to like dissect yourself and your feelings and like really get to it and learn how to transform yourself. It's a whole thing. Believe me, it's going to be a big process. And then it's interesting because where he has this triple Scorpio, you have a lot of Cancer. Like what I was saying about like the being inward. So both of y'all can be moody and broody together. You're just going to get over it a lot quicker. And what is his house? Yeah. He'll learn a lot from you. You're going to be kind of like dragging him by the hair for forever. His second house is in Pisces. So he's just learning how to pretty much love himself, honestly, and like enjoy things around him and like be more stable. So with you and your placement and what you do, you're going to kind of really create that stable emotional place. I don't know. So he's going to be nice to him. Be nice to him. He can be mean too, but he doesn't know what's happening in his little mind. Okay. You just be nice to him.
Oh God.
So it's good though. I see why you guys got together. Y'all parallel each other really, really well. So what I want you to do right now in closing is I want you to take about 5 or 10 minutes and I want you to digest everything that just happened tonight. Okay, that could take a little bit. Number 2, after that, if you can take a couple of minutes too and really have like a good breather or a good cry, that's a really good thing because we brought all this energy in and we have to allow it to kind of leave too. Otherwise, it makes us feel nuts later on. That's why I do downturn meditations. Another thing with this is that at the end of the night, before you go to sleep, like 5 minutes before you crash out, I want you to take a few moments and I want you to tell them thank you. Okay? Because what happens when you channel is that they give their energy and that depletes some of theirs. And then we have to give some of ours back to them because it's only right. Okay? So even a thought is a thing. And so if you need me, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you get a weird dream or you hear your cat, I can totally tell you that's completely normal and don't freak out.
All right.
Okay. So do you have any questions for me, Sam?
No, I think I'm good. I did notice this is maybe I'm just like crazy. I thought I was like saw little like orbs jumping around in the back.
Yeah. No, that happens all the time, especially when you start channeling. Oh yeah. And you'll see it. You will catch it on camera. Yeah. And I don't have my AC on. I don't have my fan on. They'll go. I did a session. It was 2 weeks ago. And one of my clients sent me back the thing. I was channeling a father. He committed suicide. And I'm like, okay, let's get into it. And so I'm like zoning out. And I'm like, okay, oh, I feel him. Let's go. And I breathe out and I'm like, oh, there it is. And there's an orb. As soon as I said it, it like goes in and disappears. And I'm like, here we go. Yeah. It's weird. It's cool, dude. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you. If you need me, let me know. Okay. And tell your sister thank you. And happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. Love you, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, honey.